Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the online class. How are you all? I hope you all will be doing great and you all will be staying at home and taking good care of yourselves and your studies as well. I hope you all will be taking the precautionary measures against COVID 19. Dear students, you all have to pray for everyone's good health too. Class 6, our today's topic is human need, and this is our chapter number 8 from our book Understand and Communicate, book 1. So, all of you kindly open your book at page number 49 so that we may start our today's topic. In this chapter, Human Needs, the writer talks about the three basic needs of human, that is, the food, clothes, and shelter. He says when we speak of a basic human need, we mean something which is necessary to life, means that is essential to life, something we cannot possibly do without. Food is a basic human need. Without it, we would starve to death. Starve to death means suffer or die from hunger. But even if we have plenty of food, but of the wrong kind, our bodies will suffer from a lack of the right food. And the lack of the right food is known as malnutrition. Actually, the malnutrition refers to the deficiencies, excesses, or imbalances in the person's intake of energy or nutrients. Dear students, do you know about the nutrients? Yes, you have already read about the nutrients in your science lecture. As you all know, that nutrients are the substances that provides nourishments for the life and for growth, like proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins and minerals, etc. Writer says in primitive countries, man's food needs are the same as in the more advanced societies like our own. Here, primitive countries means the less developed countries. Okay? He says we all need food and could manage to live a healthy life on limited types of foods. Primitive people eat only the foods which can be grown near their homes, whereas we eat foods which are often grown many thousands of miles away from our homes. Primitive people are satisfied with less variety than we are. Therefore, we can say that although their needs are like our own, their wants are different. Here, primitive peoples mean the people living in the primitive countries or the backward countries, means the less developed countries. Okay? The writer says that just think of the different types of meat we eat, like beef, mutton, chicken, turkey, and fish. He says we could manage on a diet of one kind of meat, but how monotonous it would become. What does the word monotonous mean, students? Dear students, monotonous means dull, lacking in variety and interest. So the food becomes monotonous if we will eat the same food all the day and every time. Yet we cannot live on a meat alone and need other foods like bread and fruits to provide us with the other essential nutrients which we need to keep our bodies healthy. What are the nutrients? As I have already told you, that nutrients are the substances that provide nourishments for growth and for our body and for our life, like proteins and carbohydrates, minerals, vitamins, etc. He says that we can agree with primitive man that food is a basic need, but we differ from him in our food wants because of the wide variety of food we have available. Compared with him, we have a wider choice. Take fruit, for example, not only can we enjoy the fruits grown in this country, but because of modern methods of transport and food preservations, we can also enjoy the more exotic fruits from the countries thousands of miles away. Do you know food preservations? What are the methods of food preservation? Actually, the preservatives are the chemicals that are added to food products and many other products to prevent decomposition or decay. He says that primitive man is limited in his choice to the kinds of fruits which actually grow where he lives. Same way, he says it is true that the second need that the second human need is clothing, and clothing is necessary to regulate the heat of our bodies. Since we live in a temperate climate, we need more clothes than people living in tropical countries, but less than the people living in arctic conditions. Girls, temperate climates are generally defined as environments with moderate rainfall spread across the year, mild to warm summers, and cool to cold winters. Whereas the tropic countries lie roughly in the middle of the globe and they are having the hot and humid weather. And the Arctic regions are spreading around the North Pole. There, the weather remains mostly cold throughout the year. The writer says that we also dress differently for other reasons. One which comes readily to our minds is fashion. We all know what effect it has upon the way we dress. He says that there are other more valid reasons for changing our styles of clothing. They include work, sport, or ceremonial occasions. The writer says that shelter is the third of our needs, depends upon the climate, the skill of the builder, one's social position, and the materials available. The simple shelter of the aboriginal would not do for us. Here, the simple shelter of aboriginal means the shelter for the ancient people. The writer says that the three-bedroom suburban house of the average family would not be grand enough for a very rich family. Here, the suburban house means unsophisticated, dull, boring, or ordinary house. Means a simply constructed home, which has very less luxurious luxurious facilities for the life. Moreover, he tells that the modern house contains many of the material comforts which were denied to the kings and queens of old time. So, that is all for today's class, and now I will assign you your classwork. Your today's classwork is to read the chapter twice so that you may better understand the chapter and you may improve your reading skills. And you have to learn the spellings of the difficult words in this chapter. You have to highlight those words and you have to write down on your notebooks as well. Now I will assign you your home assignment. Your home assignment is to make the title page. You have to draw the title page for this chapter. So that is all for today. Stay tuned and wait for the next video. Until then, take a lot of care of yourselves and take good precautionary measures. Till then, uh, till then